Next we have is the dime. It's the smallest coin, not by money. This is 10 pennies. So about 1 yuan, almost, not exactly 1 yuan, but you have Franklin Delano Roosevelt on the front. He was a very popular president during World War II. So also has the E pluribus unum on it, so you can pass those around. So next we have the quarter. So George Washington is on the front. You also see the E pluribus unum. This is 25 cents. They call it a quarter because it's 1/4 of a dollar, or a quarter. 4 of these makes a dollar. So the back has Nebraska. So 10 or 15 years ago, they started minting quarters with the different states on the back. So when I pass out some real ones in a little bit, you will see that there are other states than Nebraska. There might be Hawaii, or New York, or Florida, or Kentucky. So, or one might just have an eagle, and that was from like the 90s, before they started putting the states on the back. So, this is a $50. So these are kind of, it's by far the largest coin we have. It's not actually this big, but it's very large. It's a $50, so it's 2 quarters, or 50 pennies, or 5 dimes. So JFK is on the front. John F. Kennedy. He was the youngest president in the history of America. He was also assassinated. Do you know what that means? He was killed. Very, very sad. So the back has the eagle with a ribbon in its mouth that says E pluribus unum. So you remember when I talked about Lewis and Clark? Lewis and Clark, he started in St. Louis and he ventured west to the Pacific. Do you remember when I did that? Another lesson? I talked about Lewis and Clark. So Sacagawea was an Indian woman who helped them. She helped them find their way to the Pacific and taught them how to hunt and how to she knew the land better than they did, the territory. So she helped them. She was very important in them reaching the West and the Pacific. So they decided to honor her, and they put her on a coin. So in America, you might hear people say a Sacagawea dollar. This is what they're talking about. This is a dollar, but it's a coin. So also has the "In God We Trust" and E pluribus unum. So George Washington. George Washington. He's our first president. This has the seals with the Latin phrases on them. So you can look at, this is 6 yen. So it has an eagle on the other side. So, and a lot of students ask why, since he was one of our most important presidents, why he's not on the 100. But I believe they put him on the 1 because he was our first president. So it kind of represents. Abe Lincoln. This is about 12 yuan. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a picture. I don't have a copy. These are much rarer in America. It's a $2 bill. So you don't see them as often as the other bills I'll talk about. And I don't have one. So I'm just showing you a picture. Thomas Jefferson's on the front, and on the back, it has a picture of Independence Hall. When the Americans signed the Declaration of Independence, and they gave it to England and said, we are independent, we are no longer a part of England. So this is my favorite bill because of the picture on the back. It's very cool. It has all the founding fathers signing the Declaration. So, very cool. I just wanted to show you that real quick because I don't have one of my bills. So, the 5, Abraham Lincoln. He was also on the penny in the Lincoln Memorial. So this is a very popular museum in Washington, D.C. Very big. It's where his tomb, where he's buried. About 30 yuan. Yeah, you're right. About 30 yuan. So the next bill is 10. This has Alexander Hamilton. Also, I just wanted to point out, like, if you notice the other bills, how they're facing to the left, and he is facing to the right. I believe he was born in the West Indies, so he was not born in America, and he was never a president. So most of the other, besides Ben Franklin, all the other people on the currencies are the presidents. They have served as a president at some time in their life. So he was never a president. He was a diplomat. Do you know what a diplomat is? Diplomat. So, in the early America, they would send him to England and France and the European countries to be as a representative of America. Have you ever heard diplomat? No? No. So, America has diplomats in China all over, but he was a very important diplomat in the beginning of America. So I believe that's probably why he was very important, and he was on the dollar. So, and also he was born in the West Indies, I think I mentioned earlier. But it's like an island down by Florida, or a bunch of islands down by Jamaica and Florida, Cuba. So that's where he was born. On the back is the U.S. Treasury. They're responsible for the money and how it looks in the Treasury. So it's like 60 yen. So Andrew Jackson, he's on the 20. So he was a very famous president around the Civil War, before the Civil War. So he was the 7th president. Very popular. So the back of the bill has the White House. That's where Barack Obama lives. So another very important building in Washington, D.C.